Hola, hermosa.
¿Cómo estás, amor?
Bien, bien. ¿Y tú?
Yes, muy bien. You guys, with us today, Suzette Rodriguez. You guys heard her. You guys hear her all the time. iHeart Radio, Kiss FM 1047. So you have to hear her all the time, guys. Suzette, thank you for being on my IG Live today.
Of course. Thanks for inviting me. I'm excited.
Yes, how you been?
I
Quarantine is
think,
over now. So, but
yeah.
I mean, how have you been?
Well, I've been good, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Things been fine, but I'm still kind of, I'm staying home. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
waiting. I'm not rushing it. I kind of just
Mm-hmm.
want to play it safe. And then I'm still coming into work with the entire morning show. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking care of everyone too and making sure that, I
Yeah.
don't get anyone sick. So how
Mm-hmm.
have you been?
Good. Yeah, I'm still staying home, like you said. I'm still not really full on trusting the go ahead and go out.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys go out and be the guinea pigs. I'll wait. Let me tell me in 2 weeks, and
Uh-huh.
then I'll figure it out. But yeah, but you never really went into full on quarantine, did you?
No, no, we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the radio DJs, they were able to broadcast from home.
Mm-hmm.
But because we have so many people on the morning show, for us,
Yeah.
it was kind of hard to make it work. So we were just
Mm-hmm.
kind of hoping that none of us got sick and
Mm-hmm.
weren't going to shut down the building. So thankfully, we were still able to come in. So I was still driving to work every day. So
Yeah.
it
So.
felt somewhat normal. It was just more so
Mm-hmm.
after work and on the weekends that I couldn't go out.
That you didn't really. Is there anything that you did while you had your downtime?
I did. I mean, I did more on social. Definitely did more TikTok videos. But as far as like taking care of the house and cleaning and organizing,
Hmm.
I I took advantage of the time to really do that.
It says, make sure you wipe down the studio for me. Thanks.
Who said that?
Jay.
Oh yeah, I'm in your studio.
So a lot of things had to change around in the studio now. I mean, there was the cleaning, but now it's like extra, right?
Yeah. Which I'm glad because it was necessary. Like sometimes we would go weeks without cleaning the studio. And when we started cleaning, it was gross. It was like how we've never cleaned these studios. So
Yeah.
that we're constantly doing. We're wiping down the
Hmm.
handles, the doors, and everything. And now we're
Yeah.
wearing masks in the building too. So when we're in studio, we're fine to
Hmm.
take off the mask. But when we walk out, like when we go to the kitchen or the restroom,
Yeah. Oh, you have to. Hmm.
yeah. So it's weird, but it's
Hmm.
necessary. Uh,
Yeah.
we're taking care of each other, and we don't, we're not everyone is coming into the building, but the people that are, we're just being.
Hmm. Yeah. And these masks in Phoenix, that come on. I hate wearing them, but it's 110 degrees and I
I
have a puddle of sweat here.
I know, like I already sweat right here in el
Oh
bigote
yeah, en el bigote aquí todo el tiempo.
y la nariz.
Es voy a tener un sweat stain en mi máscara.
I know, but I mean,
Ah,
hopefully we only have to use
mhm.
them indoors. But yeah, even just like getting in the car and going to the grocery store, walking in, ya estás
Yeah.
toda empapada de sudor.
Sí, sí, toda empavada, ¿no? Y luego you started the pachanga live. I saw that.
I did, yeah,
That's
I
a
did
new
that.
thing. Hmm.
It was a lot of work.
Isn't it?
It was. So I started, I just I'm always been the type of person that I'm an empath. So I
Hmm.
feel emotions really, really strongly. And
Hmm.
I try to stay away from the news. I try to stay away from, the sad and bad things on social media because it would
Hmm.
really weigh down on me.
Yeah.
And coming to work and having to be on is hard as it is.
Hmm.
So I was like, I need something light, something fun, something to entertain people, get their minds off what's happening in the world. And I
Hmm.
decided to just like host a party from my living room with my
Hmm.
fiance being a DJ and me literally just being stupid, being silly, dancing, um, and playing some of your favorite music. We had
Hmm.
themed like Throwback Thursdays,
Yeah.
and Latin music and quinceañera music and just like fun things. So I did that for a month every day at 5 p.m. But I was like, yeah, estuvo. I did a month every day.
It felt like a cardio watching you like in your own Zumba class because you
Yeah.
had that energy going, la cumbia, el rock, you had everything, the cholo,
It was my workout.
it.
It was my gym. Like
Oh,
that was,
yeah.
yeah, it's mi excusa. I'm like, oh yeah, I worked out, I don't feel bad, I'm gonna go eat some Doritos.
Oh yes, like JD said, did Paco get released early because of the COVID-19 from jail?
He wasn't feeling well, so they released him.
Yeah, they
And he'll bring him
just
back.
like Takashi.
Yeah.
You do.
He's like, man, everyone likes Paco.
Everybody loves Paco. So tell us, and so you were in quarantine, but not in full quarantine. But what lesson did quarantine leave you,
It,
or like this whole pandemic?
yeah, I mean, it's just a reminder that nothing is guaranteed in life. Doesn't matter how much money you make, like you have to really, it showed you what really matters.
Yeah.
It also gives you perspective. So for me, I got closer to my friends, my family by giving them a call, every single day, checking up on them. It was a reminder that any of us could be gone from one day to another. And you need to appreciate the time that you have and stop, holding on to grudges and it's, ¿pa qué estar enojada? And you never know what's going to happen. So I reached out to a lot of my people, family, friends, even people that I haven't talked to in a long time, just to stop that, and still have a relationship and keep that communication open with everyone. So I think that was a big eye opener for everyone.
Yeah, I really like that part where the video calls and the house parties became a little bit more, popular now because we all have the capacity, be like, okay, let me FaceTime you. But now it's like you kind of have to, even if you're not in the same state, you can hang out all the time. And I feel like it's not something we always did before until we're like, you can't see anybody,
And another thing is it taught us to slow down because we're always like in chinga. We're like rápido, rápido, do this, do that. We never breathe. We never relax. We never enjoy ourselves, especially time with our family and our friends. And I think that all this, kind of told us to, okay, stop, and enjoy your time, reevaluate everything in your life and appreciate those that are in your life.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Especially I feel like in the world that, like in the career that we're in, it's always so fast, so fast. So it's like, hey, cálmate, slow down, breathe, then, So we want to know a little bit about you. So tell us, where were you born?
I was born in Tucson, Southside
me
Tucson.
too.
Oh, you're from Tucson? I didn't
Yes.
know that.
Well, I was born in Tucson, yeah. Tucson Medical Center.
Did you live in Tucson for a while?
For maybe like a year when I was like barely born, and then I went back and lived for like another year, but I never went to school there, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you were born and raised in Tucson?
Yeah.
All right. So what school did you go to?
I went to Desert View High School, and then I'm a Wildcat. I graduated from U of A. I got a lot of hatred I hear.
It's all ASU here, baby.
I know.
What is your thing? Like what? I'm like, what is your thing?
It looks like a gang sign, but it's like Wildcat.
Como que te duelen los dedos y te está dando un calambre. Me dio calambre. Ay, soy de la U of A.
Yeah. So my mom and my dad are both from Nogales. Nogales, Sonora. So I went back and forth a lot from Tucson to Nogales. I grew up in the south side of Tucson, and I didn't move up here till I was 23. And it's because
how many years ago? I forget how old you are, girl.
I'm 27. So 5 years. Oh my God, 5 years ago. That's crazy.
Wow. Time does fly. I moved here in 2006, so 14 years ago.
14 years.
Crazy, yeah.
¿De dónde?
Douglas.
Douglas, okay.
Oh, ves si sabes dónde es Douglas, ¿no?
Sí, sí,
Yeah.
I,
People are
I
like, is
can't,
that in Arizona?
no, it's, yeah, I can, why do I know so much about Douglas? I think, my brother, alguien, like, they would always
Mhm.
go. I can't remember why.
Yeah, and it's close, like Tucson and Douglas. So I have a lot of family in Tucson and some in Agua Prieta as
Oh,
well.
nice.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
then we would go and play against schools in Tucson.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the
So
buses.
when did you find out? Because I mean, now you're all outgoing and everything, and we can see it in your pachangas and in your dances. But were you always like that, or was there a point where you're like, oh, what happened?
Um, I guess it was always in me.
Mhm.
But I'm the type of person that it takes a really long time to, like, I walk into a room and I'm the shy one. I'm the quiet
Mhm.
one, the one like away from everyone, not really mingling. I always have to get a feel of the room and the vibe
Mhm.
to be comfortable enough to be myself and to let
Mhm.
loose. So you'll see both sides of me. You'll see when I'm really shy, and then you'll see when
Mhm.
I'm crazy, me vale, and I'm, don't care what people say if they think I'm
Yeah.
silly or me vale. But as far as with social media, it did take a while. It took a while because, you get the hate and the trolls and all that on social
Mhm.
media. Nobody wants to see that. That
Yeah.
never makes anyone feel good. But it did get to probably, I want to say like a year ago where I was like you like me, you don't like. There's gonna be people that like me. There's gonna be people that don't like me, regardless
Mhm.
of what I do. So why not
Yeah.
be who I am, and whoever accepts me, and those are the people that deserve me too. So
Mhm.
it was probably a year ago cuando, like, and I'm like, I'm not here to try to impress anyone. I'm here to be myself, and
Mhm.
that's it. So it wasn't, um, it was recent, I guess, now that I'm
Yeah.
really thinking about it, that since you've asked.
So if you were shy then, because I mean, I used to be shy, but like in kindergarten, I used to be so shy que cuando comía cereal, I would wait so you wouldn't hear it crunch. I would wait till it got soggy
No, I know what you mean.
because I would go and have, a breakfast with all the kids in the cafeteria and I could just hear the crunch, crunch. And I was like, oh my God, everybody's listening to me eating my cereal. And I was so shy. I didn't want to talk. But I feel like that was in kindergarten. Then after that, I just like talked all the time.
No,
But I
I
used
feel
to be so shy. Yeah.
I wish I like that too, to where, every time the teacher asked a question, I was like, don't pick me. Oh my God, I'd be hiding, trying to like
Yeah.
do something else so that they wouldn't ask me. I hated when they asked to read out
Hmm.
loud in the classroom. Like I was like that too, pero you get to a point where it's like, yeah, you've lived through it and te
Hmm.
vale. You don't care,
Sí.
and you have fun, and time goes by so fast. So it's like, ¿pa qué? You know what I mean? Why hold
Hmm.
back from being who you
So
truly
how do
are?
you choose radio then? It's a career that's not really for shy people, I guess.
Mhm.
How does radio come into your life?
Well, radio came to me. So
Hmm.
I was at the U of A. It was my freshman year at the U of A, and I was working 4 jobs
Hmm.
because it's just been my mom and I just grew up with my mom. So we didn't have money to pay for college, so I had to work. I had grants and I had scholarships, but I still had to pay like 2 or 3 thousand out of pocket every semester.
Hmm.
So when I was at the U of A, I was working at In-N-Out Burger. That was
Oh.
my first
Hmm.
job. Bomb. Um, I was working at a shoe store, Journey's Shoes at Tucson Mall. I
Hmm.
was a dance instructor at a dance studio called The Drop in
Oh
Tucson.
wow. Oh yeah.
And then I was also working at the U of A
Hmm.
at a restaurant called The Cellar in Student Union. So I had those 4 jobs, and I was just working and
And a
working
full-time student?
as a full-time student. Yeah.
Wow. Hmm.
So it was tough, but it was something that I needed to do. In order for me to
Hmm.
stay in school, I needed to work to be able to pay for my classes.
Hmm.
And so I ended up meeting D. Wayne Chavez, that was the program director at the radio station in Tucson, iHeart Radio as well. So I met
Hmm.
him, became really cool friends with him, and one of his guys that worked on a morning show as a producer left. And he's like, I need someone, a part-time employee that is willing to get paid minimum wage, that is going to be here every morning, that I can trust to be here at 4 a.m. and is going to get the job done. So he reached out to me, and I was like, okay, this is a big company, so I can leave the shoe store, I can leave the dance studio, to pick up this job instead, something that can pay me a little more. So I started working at the radio station part-time, just a producer in the mornings. I was actually the producer for a show that's not there anymore, but I was also kind of watching the John J. and Rich show from Tucson.
Oh, okay.
Because they're on over there,
Yeah.
so I had to make sure, that they're actually live. You can hear them in Tucson, and the commercials are playing, the music is.
Oh, yeah.
So I was kind of taking care of a lot of morning shows at the same time, and I ended up loving the job. I wasn't on air or anything, but I loved the job. I loved the people. I've always been into like editing videos and audio, so I did that, and I ended up spending any extra time I had, any free time that I had outside of school and on my other jobs, I was at the radio station, and I was basically working for free. I was just there. So they saw how excited and passionate I was about being there, that they offered me more money. They offered me more time. They kept, offering me more and more. And eventually I was able to let go of all the other jobs. So it ended up just being me being a U of A full-time student and being an employee for iHeart. And as soon as I graduated from the U of A, they offered me full-time. And that's how it ended up happening. But the first time they asked me, okay, you're gonna do an on-air shift. You're gonna do Sunday mornings just to practice. I was like, no, I don't want to. I was like, I'll do anything else but that. Please, no. And it's funny because Dwayne, that was my mentor, he was like, you're gonna do it. You can do it. I'm gonna coach you. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna lead you. I was like, fine. And then I started kind of getting the hang of it. And next thing you know, I'm like doing weekends, Saturday and Sunday. And then all of a sudden I'm doing nights on the weekdays. And then I'm doing afternoons during the week. And then they asked me to go to Phoenix and do afternoons in Phoenix. And I'm like, it all happened so fast.
Yeah.
And I was really happy. I was grateful. And I was able to finish school and already have a career. So I'm very fortunate for that.
What did you graduate from ASU? From U of A with? It's because it's me. Sorry. Yo sigo. Sorry, we are enemies here, man.
I graduated major.
With what? What? Sorry, what was that?
Communications major.
Oh, okay, nice. And the communication major. And is that always what you went to school for, or when you were U of A, you're like, okay, I'll go to communications?
Oh no.
You always want
for what was it? Film. Film was the first major that I went in. I like I said, I've always liked editing videos and audio and all that, like the audio visual. I've always had an interest for that. So I went in studying that. I just knew that if I wanted to do something with it, something big, I was gonna have to move from Tucson, probably go to California or whatever. But then when I started at the radio station, I told my advisor, I was like, what's the easiest thing I can do? Because I'm like, I loved school, but at the same time, I wanted to spend most of my time at the radio station. So I'm like, how can I be done sooner? And she said, communications, just do that and you'll be fine. And I was like, oh, ESE, that's when I decided to change my major.
Yeah, see, because I feel like it's a thing too in college, where sometimes kids are afraid of like changing your major. Like, man, I worked so hard, and they are kind of afraid to go for what they want because they don't want to change the major. It's like, I feel like it's kind of like normal. You change your major all the time,
I changed it my junior year. Like it's fine. It takes a while to know what you want to do.
Yeah.
It takes a while to realize, oh man, like I don't really like this. I'm actually passionate for this. And they're afraid that they had waste time, but it's like if you're investing in your career, in your future, don't be afraid to make the change for something that you're actually interested in.
Exactly. That's yeah, somebody's saying here, remember when I went to nursing school? Yeah, because I went to nursing school for 6 years and then I'm like, no, wait. Just kidding. No, but it's like I felt in the beginning I wasted a lot of time, but then it's like, no, it's not wasted time. It's things that you learn. And if I hadn't tried it, I would have known that it wasn't for me. But you
Exactly.
know, it was you switch your career path all the time.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
normal.
So that's crazy. You were listening to John Jay and Rich in Tucson. So you've been
Mhm.
listening to them for a long, long time. So how was it when they called you and be like, "Hey, do you want to be part of the show?"
It was weird. It was so weird because I grew up listening to them, like
Mm-hmm.
on the drive to high school, on the drive to college, like on the drive to work. Whenever I had to drive in the morning, I would be
Mm-hmm.
listening to them. And then I got hired to take care of the show in Tucson, so I knew absolutely everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they asked me to come to Phoenix, and it was hard for my mom, but because it's just me and my mom.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ma, I gotta go. You know what I mean? Like, how can I say no? So I came to Phoenix and I did afternoons on Kiss, 3 to 8 p.m. for, I want to say, a year. I did that for a
Mm-hmm.
year. But 6 months in, they had asked me to fill in for Kyle, the other female on the show,
Mm-hmm.
on her maternity leave. She had her second baby. So I filled in for her while I did um, the afternoon show. So I was doing mornings, and then I would go home and nap really quick, and then I would come back
Oh.
before 3 p.m., stay here till 8 p.m., and then be
Mm-hmm.
back up at 3 in the morning to do the show.
Because
So I
a
started,
morning show, what time for the people that don't know? I mean, these are morning shows, guys. You got to be there. So what time do you have to wake up for a morning show?
so our morning show starts at 5 a.m. and
Mm-hmm.
it goes till 10 a.m. But we all get here around 4:15, 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm up at 3 a.m.
Wow.
Y si
Every
me quiero
day.
arreglar, if I want to put all this makeup on, I gotta wake up at 2:30.
Oh, mujer, ¿a qué horas te duermes?
I try to go to sleep at 9, but I end up going to sleep like at 10, 10:30. So I only get like 3 to 5 hours of sleep every night.
Oh man. So then you were telling us you get there super early for the John Jay and Rich.
Yeah, so I did mornings
Mm-hmm.
and afternoons for 2 months while Kyle was on maternity leave, and then she came back. I went back to my normal schedule, just doing afternoons, and within like 3 months, they were like, "Hey, they want you to join and be the fourth Mike, the fourth member."
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Why? Why me? Like what?" And they were like, "We just want you to join the team." And
Mm-hmm.
but see, like, how could I say no? It's just a legendary morning show.
Yeah.
My whole life, know everything about it. So, and then I'm the type of person también that I don't like saying no to opportunities
Yeah.
because you never know. And, if you don't like it, if it doesn't work out, you go
Mm-hmm.
back, you go back to where you were.
Mm-hmm.
And at least you can say you gave it a shot and you won't ever have to look back and be like, man, what would have happened if I said yes or if I
Mm-hmm.
tried? I was scared. I was
Yeah.
terrified. Social media wasn't too happy about another member joining the morning show.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, because in
Mhm.
radio shows, some of, like the audiences get a little bit like, controversial, like, no, not them. So how
Mhm.
was that?
It was tough. As soon
Mm-hmm.
as they announced that I was going to be on, I got a lot of hate, a lot of
Mm.
comments, messages, de todo.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird because you would think that I thought at least that it was gonna really hurt me and it
Mm-hmm.
was bring me down, but it didn't because I just knew that they didn't know me yet, and I
Mm-hmm.
had to give them, 2 months wasn't enough, and people don't like change. I don't like
Yeah.
change.
Mm-hmm.
Change is hard, and I know that it takes time for people to let other people in. So I knew that within time they'd come around.
Mm-hmm.
I was confident in myself in that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was hard to see it, but at the same time, it didn't really affect me.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good thing too, because then if you let all those comments from people that don't know you to
Mhm.
judge already the work that they haven't even seen yet, because like they
Mhm.
said, they barely even knew you,
Right.
that would have stopped you from, to like pursuing your dream and continuing to do good.
Yeah. So I'm glad that I had great support around me. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
morning show, they were really nice about it. And then my mom and my sister and my fiance, like they were always like making sure that I was okay. So that also helped.
Mm-hmm. Was there ever a moment with like since you started doing the this radio that you wanted to quit? That you wanted to throw in the towel and be like, no, I don't think this is for me anymore.
Well, waking up that early is not easy.
I know, I know.
And I was like, okay, when am I going to get used to waking up this early? Because after a while, when
Mm-hmm.
you're sleep deprived and you start kind of losing it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like I wasn't eating healthy anymore. I wasn't working
Mm-hmm.
because I was so tired. I just couldn't get myself to go to sleep so early.
Mm-hmm.
And I also had to sacrifice a couple things. Like I couldn't stay out at concerts so late if I wanted to be
Mm-hmm.
okay for the show. I couldn't really go that hard on the weekends. Sunday fun day is not a thing for me anymore because I got to work Monday. So there were
Mm-hmm.
a couple things that I had to sacrifice, and also I didn't have the mental strength for it at first. So
Mm-hmm.
I was struggling in the beginning. Like, can I do this? Should I do this?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's being it's harsh on me right now. It's really
Yeah.
hard. But I just had to push through, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone told me you're not going to get used to it. It's a struggle waking up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, your body never gets used to it. So you just kind of have to learn how to work around it
Mm-hmm.
and be mindful of your body and be able to take care of yourself while doing
Mm-hmm.
such an early shift.
Yeah, and I know, man, I used to do a morning show, but
Hmm.
it was for TV, so at least like when I got to be there, I'd sit in a chair, nap a little bit while they do my hair and makeup, and then I'll be like, okay, ahora sí ya vámonos. But man, I know that struggle because I'm not a morning person, man. Wake me up a little bit later on, but I had to like be up, like you said, like at 3 in the morning, and then
Yeah.
to drive all the way to the studio, I voy con el café toda dormida. Like, come
Yeah.
on. And it's like you have to be awake for people to get to be awake, you know? So even in the like the way your voice is, like you literally have to be up and like happy even if you've had like a horrible day and you haven't even slept, you have to like zone out, you know?
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah, you get
Mhm.
it. Because I mean, for me at least, a veces my cara is like, no,
Con
I'm
una
not
gorrita.
up.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, you know what I mean? Whatever. I don't have to worry
Mhm.
about my facial expressions. But for
Mhm.
you, you have to be very aware of your facial expressions.
Yeah.
You're already having to be. You're more professional than we are. We're like, goofballs talking on the radio
Yeah.
station.
But
Pero
yeah.
yeah, that's what a lot of people don't. This isn't a hard job. We're
Mhm.
not. It's not a lot of. It's not labor work.
Mhm.
And we're not sweating. We're not out in the sun. But it is mentally exhausting
Mhm.
having on. And sometimes when you go out in the streets and they recognize you, you have to be on. When you're on social media, you have to be on. So it gets
Mhm.
to a point where it's like, okay, I need to reset and check out. Like, let
Yes.
me just check. And some people are like, what are you
Mhm.
talking about? Your job is fun. What do you need? What do you mean you need to reset and check out and relax?
Mhm.
It's hard to understand when
Mhm.
you're actually doing it every day.
Yes. And I feel like too, and like how you said, you got to reset, check out instead of like going to a concert that's part of your work. People usually go to those places that are your work for fun, you
Mm-hmm.
know? But you
Mm-hmm.
have to go there for work and then still, and even if you're having a bad day, you got to have the best day in front of the people, you know? So it is so much like how you said, it's not meant to be not physically strong, but it's so mentally strong. Is there something that you do to get, a little bit mentally strong every day?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
I've kind of picked up like a routine because
Mhm.
I'm sensitive. I'm emotional. Like
Mhm.
I feel it machine.
Todas
So
las latinas. I think it's the novela inside of us, you
why?
know? It
Bien
is.
dramáticas.
Es la dramática, la novela. No.
Me engañaste.
Me engañaste.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've always said that too. My mom's
mhm.
the same, my sister,
Yeah.
igualita. And I'm like, it's your fault. I'm like this because of you. No, but there's a couple things that I do. I
Mhm.
definitely check out every now and then. I
Mhm.
pick a day where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna really stay away from social media. I'm gonna go outside, see the sun, go for a walk, go for a hike, spend it with my family and friends, and
Mhm.
just make it a point to not have to, you know what I mean, entertain anyone. Like
Yeah.
I'm just literally relaxing.
Mhm.
I like to meditate at night. especially when I'm not feeling good. I don't like going to sleep when I'm not feeling good because then I wake up even more tired. And even after waking up, you don't want to wake up feeling tired. So there's times where I meditate at night, and every single day, driving into work, I pray. I have to pray. That's my, I'm starting the day. I have to reset, keep my faith, keep my hope, be positive, and start the day like that. So I like to start the day and end the day in a positive note, and then always pick a day on the weekend or once or twice a month to check out and reset.
That's really important too. So for all of you guys there, take notes on that, because let me tell you, that is super important. Because no matter what, it's like you said, starting the positive and then ending with the positive. Because no matter what happened during the day, all right, it's gone. Tomorrow's a new day. Let's get it over with, you know? Don't beat yourself up for something you can't handle. You know, like whatever you can control the situation. If not, just kind of, you know, learn how to deal with it, and then starting the day positive too. That's super, super important.
I was actually talking to a therapist really quick. I was talking to a therapist 2 days ago that I had on my podcast, and she said something that I felt like everyone needed to hear, especially for us that we have to be on and I mean we have to entertain. She said that we have to allow ourselves to feel también. Like, you know what I mean? We always want to be la fuerte, the strong one. We always good in front of our friends and not show them that we're sad or upset or angry. But she said, allow yourself to, if you need to cry, cry. If you need to be sad, allow yourself to feel, because if we keep all that in, it's going to affect us really bad in the future. So, and that was the thing. I go home, and if I'm feeling sad, I'm like, okay, I'm going to feel sad, and then I'm going to get over it instead of pretend like nothing is wrong.
Yes. No, and that is really important too. Like, allow yourself to feel it. Like you said, if you gotta cry, cry. You know, give yourself those minutes, feel it, cry it out, but then move on. You know, don't indulge. No te quedes ahí de que, oh my God, and have the rest of the day be sad. No, just give it the time you need to let your feelings out, because we're human. And especially as women, and as women Latina, man, we got a lot of tears held up here, ready to be released in a dramatic novela scene. So it's like, let yourself feel it and then move on with your day, you know? Don't let it that get you stuck in there and keep digging the hole deeper.
You know, our thoughts spiral in a really dark place, and then trying to get out of that is even harder. You have to control it from the very, very beginning. Once you acknowledge that you're having emotions, get control of your mind.
Yes, and that is something you can do as well with practice and with the meditating every day. So you have a clothing line, Be Raw, that kind of goes into the same thing of, like, you know, mental health awareness. So tell us a little bit about that, Be Raw.
Yeah, so so the reason why I decided to launch Be Raw was because there was a year in my life when I wasn't mentally okay. And I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out why. I literally had a dope job. I had my boyfriend. He was my boyfriend at the time. We were great. An amazing group of friends that I love. My family were all healthy. So I literally had it all. And I was like, why am I so sad? Me pegó out of nowhere, where this sadness consumed me. And I couldn't get out of it. And not only was it sadness, but now I had frustration on top of that, because I couldn't figure out what the source was. And it was a year, I want to say, that I struggled bad. And I decided to look for help. I went to a mental health therapist. I had a couple sessions, and then I started to kind of get control of my mind again. So as soon as I went through that, another thing that I had, that was the point too, that I realized I wanted to stop pretending to be anyone else and just be myself and have fun and be 100% authentic, whether I'm not feeling good or I'm happy or whatever. Like, I'm going to give you the real me every single time. And that's when I came up with the phrase Be Raw, to just be real, be you, be authentic. Don't try to mimic anyone. And with social media, like, everyone tries to mimic someone, you know, like, it's have inspirations and motivations, but, you know, don't change who you are to be someone that you look up to. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can to be you. So
Mm-hmm.
Be Raw came from that, and then I started to kind of design clothes myself. And I know a friend back in Tucson that does a lot of work with clothing lines. So him and I partnered up, and we kind of drew out the plan for releasing Be Raw. And I told him that I wanted some of the proceeds to benefit like a mental health organization. And
Oh,
we are
wow. Yeah.
choosing a mental health
Mm-hmm.
organization here in Phoenix called Star. So a portion of the proceeds goes to Star. I want to spread the awareness with the clothing line. I want to be able to help mental health organizations, because there is awareness, but it's something that needs to be around forever. The awareness
Yeah.
needs to stay, because mental
Mm-hmm.
health issues, that's not going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a podcast that's called Raw Talks with Suzette that just tells people stories. Like sometimes people just want to talk about their life and what they've been through and share their perspective in things. And I think, in radio, we always interviewing artists, always
Mm-hmm.
celebrities. And I'm like, let me give normal people a platform, normal
Mm-hmm.
people to just talk about what they want to talk about.
Yeah, and their, the actual problems. And that is so important because also I feel like a lot of us are kind of afraid to reach out for that mental health help, you know?
Yeah. It's not easy to open up the door,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people don't like feeling weak, and that's understandable, but we're human. We always have to remember that we go through things. We have ups and downs, and that's totally fine. We just have to accept it and know how to deal with it every time, you're having a downfall.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's my thing is, like I don't need you to act like you're perfect. I don't need you to act like you're the strongest. Like I'm here by yourself, good and bad. So we're gonna have fun together, but at the same time, we're gonna cry together. But we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get so.
Yeah, and where can they purchase this? Wait, hold on. Look, I got a new feature here. I'll put you on there. Where is it? Where is it?
Huh?
Check it out. There you go.
Oh,
Oh, what?
girl, how do you do that?
See, I'm learning. I'm learning. How can people purchase some of this B-Raw clothing and
Yeah.
hats? And I saw some really cool bags too. So you have a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So we're gonna start
Hmm.
putting more stuff out. So we're literally just starting from scratch. So whatever we
Hmm.
sold already is going to making more merch, and hopefully we expand and make socks y de todo. And yeah, we have some duffel bags coming. So the website is brawclothing.com, and then the Instagram is brawclothing as well. So we have the
Oh,
links.
okay, there. So yes, and then the link is in your bio as well, right?
Sí. Mhm.
Ahí está también. I was looking at the questions. Okay. Let's play a little bit of let's see. I'm gonna put a picture up. I love this new feature. Oh, I can't even see you though. I cut
Yeah, I'm there.
you off.
Hmm. This is
Entonces, you
for
gotta give me who is always late.
none of us are late, but the last one to get here is Kyle. She's the last, and she's the one that she's always looking fabulous. Like
Oh, so she
she
takes a
always
little
has her
extra
makeup,
time.
her hair. She wakes up like at 2 in the morning to get ready.
Oh,
So, and
wow.
she has
Dedication.
kiddos too. Yeah, so I'm like, girl, you can be late. A mí me vale. I'm coming. I'll come in a bun, no makeup, and
Mhm.
in sweats. Yeah.
Man, at 3 in the morning, yeah, you'll be lucky. I'll be like, show up like this. Like,
Sí, con la
crankiest.
baña.
Who's the crankiest in the morning?
The crankiest, me. I'm the
No
crankiest.
me hablen hasta que tome mi café.
Yeah, in serio, it takes me a long time to like wake up and be
Mhm.
happy. Because at first I'm like, I mean, ni me volteen a ver.
All right, let's see. Best TikTok dancer, because I've seen you do with some of TikToks with your crew there from John Jay and Rich Radio.
Best TikTok dancer?
Hmm.
Well, I'm the best TikTok dancer, but I have background in dancing, so it's not fair.
Besides you, who would you
Besides,
give it? Yeah.
A ver, who else is good? Delaney is really good. She answers our
Mhm.
phones and she jumps on the show a lot. Delaney's good and Kyle. Kyle has some moves. Las mujeres.
Las mujeres saben. Who's the
Sí.
pickiest eater?
From the show?
Mm-hmm.
A ver, who is the pickiest eater? I don't know if I would say he's picky, but John Jay's like on strict diet, vegan.
Oh, really?
There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things he doesn't eat. It's not because he's picky though. It's because he's on a diet. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really know everyone's eating habits that well.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So,
every time
okay.
we eat, like they just get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not picky though. Yo como de todo.
De todo, de todo. Sí, yo también. All right, so we're trying out this. So I ordered this giant game of Uno. So I have these
Ah,
huge Uno cards.
I've seen it.
Did you
I
see
want
it?
it.
I know. I
Yes.
was like, I have to order it. And then when I got it, I was like, whoa, these are really cool. I'm incorporating these into my IG Live game.
Hell yeah.
So you gotta pick Uno. You gotta pick one. Which one is it gonna
Okay.
be? It can
Uh,
be
el tercero.
este,
El otro.
este.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So this one is the reverse.
What does that mean?
Reverse. So if you could reverse roles with anyone for a day, who would it be?
On the show?
With anybody at all.
With anyone.
Yeah.
I wait. With Beyonce? Just to see what her life is like?
What it's like to be the queen bee.
Yes.
Nice. That's a
Very
good answer.
stressful,
Hmm.
pero that house, everything. I just want to see it all.
Yes. Get the
I
inside info.
love it.
Oh yeah, so I'm I like sports. I know a
Hmm.
little bit of sports, and I've actually seen you at some sporting events at Los Suns. So
Oh,
do you have a favorite sport that you like or that you follow?
I think I follow basketball more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I follow college basketball.
Oh,
Wildcat.
nice.
Our best
Wildcats.
team. Yeah. That's all we had. That's all we had in Tucson. So you become, whether you like sports or not, you become like hardcore
Mm-hmm.
college basketball fan because the
They
U of
have
A.
a great team, yeah. No, and
Yeah.
they have great athletic department, basketball,
Mhm.
softball. Not gonna
Oh
say
yeah.
more because I'm from ASU, but I gotta give props, you know. Ni modo, ni modo. You gotta admit when they're good. So I'm gonna give you, well, we have a lot of sports here. I don't know if you've gone, but I mean, Cardinals game, Suns game, Diamondbacks. We have soccer, Phoenix
Coyotes.
Rising, and Coyotes too. Wait, I seen you at the Coyotes too.
Yeah.
Coyotes game, how was that?
That was fun. I
Because you
actually
got to experience like way more than a regular fan.
yeah, I got to do the hosting. I was on
Hmm.
the big screen. It was I have so much respect for all the workers there because they're like
Hmm.
on the go and they're running here and they're there and I'm sure it's like that for all the sports, but I had a lot of fun. It was their Latin night and that was like kind of the first time I experienced a professional hockey game
Hmm.
and I didn't realize how fun they could be. So
Right? Yeah.
I'm I'm excited for the future to keep going to those games.
Did you get to walk on the ice or no?
See,
How was it without ski? Yeah, I was about to say without skates. You were just like on your shoes.
everyone was like, "Be careful." Everyone was kind of scaring me, but at the same time, I knew that if I fell, it would. I would hope it would go viral, or and then we would talk about it the next day on the morning show. So I was like, "Mira, si me caigo,
Ni
pues
modo.
ni modo. Pero si no me caigo, pues it's good too." So like, whatever happens, happens. But it was scary. Hasta todo bien.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, I know, se va a caer. So I'm gonna give you 5 athletes from Phoenix.
Okay.
Temperatures are hot here and our athletes are hotter. You gotta pick the top 3. I'm gonna give you 5. And not even
Oh,
be, a ver, ahí te van las fotos, because I gotta use my new feature, you know. All
okay.
right, we'll start with, we can't even see his face, but it's Larry
Larry.
Fitzgerald
Okay, I love
from
Larry.
Arizona Cardinals. We got David Peralta, outfielder for Arizona Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
We got Devin Booker. Oh, my face is in the way, but we got Devin Booker.
I know what he looks like.
And this one, oh man, hold on. I have smaller pictures, by the way. Hold on, let's see if that one works. Ahí está.
Ahí
El
está.
moradito, el moradito.
Okay.
He's from the Arizona Coyotes. I'm gonna mess up this last name, but I mean, I'm gonna try. Jacob Shaishrun. Shaishrun, you know the hockey last names.
Yeah.
Yes, there is the Phoenix Rising. Austin Ledbetter. So
Ooh.
están güeritos y todo. Now you have all of them there. My face is covering Jake, Austin, but I mean, you got a good look at him.
Yeah, I got a good look.
Yeah. A ver, top three. 1, 2, and 3.
One, I'm gonna have to choose book for one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, two, Larry.
Yes.
Y three, I'm gonna go with David.
No, mira, y salió bonita en la foto ahí también. Yeah. We got Booker, Larry, y David.
See. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's good.
Yeah, those are good choices. They're good choices. I like them. I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. Aquí voy a poner. Oh,
That is so cool how you can do that.
can you hear it?
I can barely hear it, but yeah.
It was Paco. It was Paco getting released from jail.
Thanks to Gil Negrete.
Thanks to Gil Negrete, Paco gets released from jail. Paco is one of, I guess, your alter egos. How did that all get started? Because I met you when you were Paco. I met Paco first, and then I met Suzette.
Yeah, that's true. So, how did Paco start? I think so. I am really big with Halloween. I go all out with my costumes.
Oh,
I like
yes,
to make
look.
costumes.
Oh, we have right there. Oh, man, it cuts it off, but I have all your costumes there on Halloween.
I love how you can do that. I need to learn how to do that. But yeah, I like to make my costumes because I always want it to be different and very close to whatever character I'm dressing up as. And I tengo un tiradero de costumes. I have so many things, so many wigs, it's masks, everything. And I one day found like I had the mustache. And I was like, okay, me lo puse, just being silly around the house. I had the mustache. I put a beanie on. I was like acting like a boy. And my fiance, like, ya me conoce, like, tan loca. He knows how crazy I am. So as soon as he got home, I'm like, what's up, papi? Like, as a guy, I'm all trying to hug him and kiss him. Like, quítate. And that's kind of how it started. Like, I just started, every time my friends would come over, I would put on the mustache, the beanie, and it'd be like, what's up, mommy? Come here. And then I started making videos, and literally Paco took off. People were like, Paco's amazing. And I'm like, a la torre, that's it. Paco's not going away.
Paco or Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Tu bebé.
Oh, mi baby.
Feliz Día de las Madres por tu Baby Yoda. That you guys were famous on Snapchat.
That went viral. It was crazy. I literally, I'm a kid at heart. Like, I will forever be silly and goofy, and I just don't want to grow up. I'm literally like Peter Pan. I don't want to grow up. And so when I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and cuando salió the show Mandalorian with Baby Yoda, I became obsessed. Like the internet, todos los Baby Yoda. So I right away, had to get the Baby Yoda doll. Yeah, it's like my child. It's el bebé tiene su cuarto, su cunita, and it's there. And I'm now painting a drawing of. You can call me crazy. It's fine. But now I'm painting like a picture of Baby Yoda para colgarlo in the room.
Para su cuarto. Ah, mira, that's a proud mama of her child. Aunque esté medio orejoncito, no, pero pues está bien.
Sacó a su papá.
You're going to have to get a mask for him now because I know you take him out. You're going to have to get a mask for
that's true.
Pobrecito Baby Yoda. You don't want to get the COVID.
He's still quarantined.
Sí, es lo bueno. Oye, como mujer joven y latina y triunfando en el mundo de la radio aquí en tu mismo estado de Arizona, ¿cómo te sientes?
Me siento orgullosa. I'm the type of person that nothing is ever enough for me. I want more and more and more. What's next? What am I working on? I'm done with this project, on to the next project. So I've never taken the time to be like, hey, I've done pretty good, And it was recently where I was like, okay, I need to allow myself be proud of what I've done. And one of the things that reminds me of that is when I get messages of people that are listening and they're like, I'm a Latina listening, hearing a Latina on the radio is amazing. You inspire me, you motivate me, I can relate to you. It's those messages that make me feel proud and keep me motivated to push forward and to keep going and to never want to quit, even though things, sometimes get hard. They motivate me to push through. It's the impact that radio has that makes me proud of doing what I do and being able to be I never thought I was going to be an inspiration to people, but I've received the messages and I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I want to keep doing that for them. They're my reason to want to stay in this job and to do more than I've ever done before. It's para la gente that need to hear that there's other people that are the same as them. Because I go on the radio and I talk about things that are very vulnerable. I don't hide anything. And the reason why I'm so transparent and such an open book is porque I know that people need to hear that my life isn't perfect.
Yeah.
Just like you. And we're fine. And we're gonna move on. We're gonna be good. So I've talked about my dad being in jail my whole life. Siempre in and out de la cárcel. And people sometimes are embarrassed to talk about stuff like that, and I understand. But when the response that I got from people when I talked about that on the radio, it was like, oh my gosh, my dad's in jail too. Like, I had no idea that you were going through that. And well, if you want to go through it together, we can. Like, I'm here for you. I think I love being able to help, even if it's just talking to you through the radio.
Yeah, and then not only do they motivate you to keep going, but you also motivate them that they can, accomplish all their dreams no matter where they come from,
Yeah, it's a unity.
So, sure. What advice do you give to those people that are afraid to pursue their passion?
What advice? That fear isn't real. No, no es cierto. I always hear that quote.
Fear isn't real.
Fear isn't real. I always see that, but it is. But you have to take a chance. If you don't take the chance, you're gonna stay in the same spot, and then you're gonna get to a point in your life where you're gonna look back and be like, "Damn, the time is gone. Se me fue el tiempo," and I didn't have the courage to give it a shot, to try it. Don't be afraid to fail. If you fail, it's a learning. It's a learning experience. That's all it is. It doesn't mean you're less than. It doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that you're gonna get up. Now. You've received some answers. You learn from mistakes you made, or you learn that that's not what you want to do, and you're gonna try something different. So I think a lot of people have that fear of failure, and they don't be afraid of failure. Like, let it happen. It's okay. Yeah, it's not making you less than. You're not less than because you failed. You're gonna do better.
Yeah, no, don't be afraid to fall, because we have fallen definitely in this career a lot of times, but you got to get up and learn that lesson. Don't let that hold you back from your passion, because if you are pursuing your passion, like even Suzette said, she did a lot of the work for free. That's because she loved what she did. Me too. That's because we love what we do, So it's like, what can you do every day for free that you're not going to be mad? That's what it is. But don't. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, sting my.
There you go.
Here. But thanks so much, Suzette, for your time today. Thank you for joining me in this IG Live. Yes, no, hopefully it was fun. I really wanted people to hear your story. Like I said, you're an inspiration to a lot of these girls here, young Latina women, and anybody who wants to be in the radio business. And I really wanted them to hear your story. Like I said, you said you're transparent, you're raw, you're your real self, authentic. And that's something we really need in this world. Thank you so much for joining us.
I need to have you on my podcast soon. Y ojalá when all this pandemic goes away, we can hang out. Go get
yes, ya sabes, cuando quieras. You have my number, let me know, and I'm there.
Está bueno. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, mujer. See you later.